What's good, Spurs Knights? It's your boy Clan, the Spurs fan. We're gonna talk about something real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get out this garage. Yeah, we're gonna talk about something. Let's see. Let me turn this Bluetooth off. All right, so you know your boy's live, of course. It's like every day now. I got something to say. Now, I'm noticing that a lot of Spurs fans are coming out and talking about the possibility that Kawhi can come back. Some Spurs fans are coming out and saying, wouldn't it be cool if we had Kawhi back? And we just come to the reality of the situation that Kawhi is not coming back. And not only that, can we come to the reality that we would not be winning if Kawhi was still on the team? Like, because a lot of people are coming out and saying, if Kawhi was on the team, he'll be in the playoffs. No, we wouldn't. You want to know why? Because he wouldn't have played. It's like we have short-term memory loss. Like when the San Antonio Spurs fans were booing Kawhi and calling him traitor and cursing him out and yelling and going loud and basically booing, got away from the Wi-Fi. But people don't realize the fact that he got booed not just because he left or he wanted to go. Because he wouldn't answer David Robinson's phone calls. He ignored the San Antonio Spurs organization when he was in New York rehabbing injury. He got booed because when Popovich's wife died, he wasn't even on the bench to show support for his team. That's why he got booed. And it seems like a lot of people are forgetting that. I'm not salty about it. I actually, believe it or not, I talk a lot of stuff about Kawhi, but I actually got over it. I got over it a while ago. I got over it when DeMar DeRozan did his thing. I got over it right when we traded him. I was over Kawhi. But that didn't mean, I still wasn't going to boo him. That don't mean I still didn't, want him to fail with Toronto. I'll be honest, I want him to fail with Toronto. I don't care. Because I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, and I know what he did to the organization, and I know how he went about it was jacked up. And that's point blank period. He made the Spurs look bad. And then it gives people like Steven Jackson a platform to come out and say how the San Antonio Spurs aren't getting players right. How San Antonio Spurs are holding people back. I can't believe Steven Jackson even came out and said that. Well, I can believe that. But Steven Jackson come out and he talks so much stuff about the Spurs. So much stuff. I think the only thing that I agree with him on when he talked trash about the Spurs is that Tony Parker was a little selfish. Yeah, Tony Parker was. Every Spurs fan knows that. He was off and on the court. Like, yeah, he had the capability of being that way. But did that mean he wasn't a Spur? No. He still sacrificed for the team. I'm just done with it, man. What you say? He's just mad that Pop didn't love. He is mad. This is why he's mad. I'm sorry, y'all. I know this is like a rant video. This is not well thought out at all. I'm sorry. I'm just going to rant. I don't care. I'm a Spurs fan. Real with you. This is just my raw feelings and emotions on the situation. Okay? I feel as if he's just angry because Manu Ginobili was better than him. The San Antonio Spurs did not give him minutes over Manu Ginobili, which I want to say something about that. Steven Jackson was playing better in that series, because I think it might have been the OKC series, and Steven Jackson was playing better. But Manu Ginobili continued to get the minutes because Popovich knows that in order for us to win and continues to win, it's going to take Manu being confident. He didn't like that. He felt like, I'm better, I should get the minutes, blase. But for him to come out, this shows how delusional this dude is. For him to come out and say, just the other day, just a couple days ago or yesterday, I saw it yesterday. Somebody sent it to me yesterday. But for him to come out and say that I understand Kawhi because they held him back just like they held me back. For him to say something like that, that shows how delusional of an individual he is. Because I'll be real with you. I'll be completely real with you. He ain't even an ounce of Kawhi's talent. He ain't even an ounce of Manu's talent. of Tim Duncan's talent, of Tony Parker's talent. He wasn't them. He was a role player, and he can't accept that. He was never an all-star. He's not. And we still gave him a ring. And for him to come out and disrespect this organization, the only organization that helped him get a ring, screw him. He don't understand the San Antonio Spurs system. He don't understand it. And if they held you back that much, Steven Jackson, if they held you back that much, why the hell did you come back? Riddle me that. Why did you come back? If the San Antonio Spurs held you back so hard, your first couple years playing with us, or your first years playing with us, why did you come back? You should have just said, nope, I ain't coming back. Nope. Everything that went wrong in his career is blamed on the San Antonio Spurs, because he was never a San Antonio Spur. He's the reason why San Antonio Spurs, the Spurs organization, don't take chances with players like him no more, because he's not willing to sacrifice, and he thinks he's better than what we really are, or what he really is. It is pathetic, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him coming out and saying whatever he want to say about the San Antonio Spurs. So me as a fan, I'm going to come out here and say what I got to say. Whether anybody see it or not, I don't give a damn. I'm tired of it. I really am. I am a true Spurs fan to the day I die. And I'll be completely honest with every single Spurs player on the team. Right now, I will say that LA isn't done. I will say that I'm not happy with LA right now. I will say that I don't mind if we traded LA. I'll be real with you completely, no matter what. But for Steven Jackson to come out and say what he had to say, he has no merit to say any of that. He has no idea what he's talking about. No one held back Kawhi. And for him to say, well, I knew he would do so great with Toronto because the Spurs held him back. Really? Really, brother? Kawhi had his career high in playoff points with us in the playoffs. Game 4, going against the Memphis Grizzlies, he had 41 points. With the San Antonio Spurs, the same team that you claim is holding him back. We went to the Western Conference Finals with Kawhi, the same team that you said is holding him back. 2016 was Kawhi's offense. Popovich didn't hold him back. Popovich didn't sit him down. Popovich didn't say, Kawhi, you're going to come off the bench. Popovich didn't limit his minutes or limit his role. He said Kawhi was bringing the ball down the court. So for you to say that now he's with Toronto, now he's dominating, he dominated with the Spurs. That's what he did. He's a great player, and we do not hold players back. Tim Duncan would not be a Hall of Famer right now. Manu would not be a Hall of Famer right now. Tony Parker would not be a Hall of Famer right now. Bruce Bowen would not be an all-time player right now. These players would not be great players if we held them back. That's stupid. And I'm tired of hearing people try to tarnish the Spurs name and tarnish our legacy. It's almost like he's just jealous. We gave you your one and only ring in your career. Respect that, and stop trying to disrespect Popovich and this organization. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. You don't. Kawhi Leonard, what Kawhi Leonard wanted, it wasn't because the Spurs were holding back his progress and blah, blah, blah. No, he wanted a Hollywood lifestyle, or he just wanted his brand to get bigger. And he didn't like confrontation. So he didn't want to come across like, oh yeah, I'm just trying to get my brand bigger and I don't want to be in San Antonio no more. So what he did, he decided to fake an injury, go to New York to rehab, and see no problem with it and say that it's our fault and we're the ones that held him back. I'm sorry. I didn't know this was a charity case where the San Antonio Spurs just let you be on the team without paying you. We are a family, but people take this family stuff way too far. It is a business also. And they were paying him, and he didn't even show up. So everybody that's coming out here and saying that the San Antonio Spurs are this, the San Antonio Spurs are that, they held this team back, they held this player back. No, screw them. Screw Kawhi and screw Steven Jackson. And they deserve each other. If both of them feel this way, they deserve each other. Steven Jackson, you're trash. Kawhi Leonard, you're a really great player. I don't really care for you for what you did to his organization. You're a great player, but Steven Jackson's trash. And when you have somebody like that that's vouching for you, like Steven Jackson, it just makes Kawhi look worse, in my opinion. Like that's almost like me having a certain opinion about something, right? Like, let's say we're talking politics. Let's say I have a certain opinion on, I don't know, gun laws, right? Yes, say I say I don't want gun laws to be regulated because this, that, and the third, right? That's like I say that, right? And then somebody else comes forward that's like a hillbilly or something, say, yeah, I want my gun. Like, That's the person that's vouching for me. That's what it looks like with Kawhi and Steven Jackson. It looks like Kawhi never really said what his issue was with the Spurs, but we kind of already know. But he wasn't just full out like crazy with it. He never said it. He just wasn't crazy with it. And then Steven Jackson comes in and say, "Yeah, they held that boy back. Yeah, they did this. Yeah, they're trash. Yeah, they that." It makes Kawhi look bad too. Screw both of them. I'm sorry, y'all. That was just a rant. I'm sorry. I'm really happy with DeMar considering Kawhi betrayed us. DeMar seems like a true Spur. Here's the thing. Spurs fans and fans in general, we're all about what have you done for me lately. I've never been that type of fan. When I talk trash about LA or when I talk trash about anybody, it's not me going off of one series. It's not me going off of one game. It's me going off of what I've seen over the series of a year, a couple years, or whatever. That's how I judge. With DeMar DeRozan, yeah, his last game with us when we lost in Game 7 wasn't that great. But I need more years of DeMar DeRozan developing under us for me to see what his ceiling is. And with LA, it was like that. I did not jump on LA as quick as some people did. I gave them time. And then I see right now, you should be at your ceiling. And you still don't show up. So now I'm like, I'm not like, what have you done for me lately? I'm more so like, you haven't done anything really since you've been here. So I'm not the type of person that's going to do that. I'm not the type of person that's just going to jump on players immediately. When it came to Kawhi, the reason why I got so irritated with Kawhi is because I was patient the entire season. And it wasn't until I heard from, actually, I'll tell you guys, because some of you guys don't know this. I heard about what was going on with Kawhi before a lot of people knew what was going on with Kawhi. I heard from Messina, Coach Messina's son. He messaged me on Instagram. I ended up verifying, making sure that was his son, and everything was Gucci with that, because I was like, I don't want to just be hearing from some rando who, saying that you're this person and that person, and you're really not that person. But I found out, yes, that was his son. He told me everything that was going on with Kawhi, and he told me that the coaching staff was not happy with Kawhi. They didn't feel like he was trying to come back, and they were about done with him. I didn't jump on Kawhi. I still was patient. Even after the coach's son told me that they're not feeling Kawhi, I was patient. It wasn't until all those reports started coming out of the same stuff the dude told me, and then even more about David Robinson saying, yeah, I couldn't reach Kawhi. I could only reach Uncle Dennis. That's when I was done. That's when I was like, you know what? No, you're not a Spur, and the way that you did this was pitiful. It was despicable, and every single person that don't know the Spurs organization are hitting up Spurs fans, making fun of us and saying that our franchise is trash and that we're dictators. So from that point on, I was done. But I'm very patient. And DeMar DeRozan, you've been great. You've been great. Patty isn't going there. Pop likes him too much, and he's delayed. Well, I don't get into that. I know a lot of people want Patty gone. I don't really know what people expect to get from Patty, like get from losing Pat. I don't know what you could get in trade value for Patty Mills that's going to equal or be better than what Patty Mills brings to the team. I know on the court Patty Mills can come up short, but I know that he's that type of player where if you need a shot at the end, he gonna hit it. And he's that type of player that he's not afraid of the big moment, and he's gonna help develop players. He helps with the Spurs development. So I'm not that guy. Like I'm just not. Maybe I'm loyal to a fault, you know what I mean? But I'm just not the person to talk to in regard to should Patty Mills leave or not. I'm just not. And I'm sorry for that rant, y'all. But Jesus Christ, like it made me so angry. Just made me so angry seeing that. What? I'm still a Kawhi fan. Hey man, you can be a Kawhi fan. I'm sorry. It's just I'm not a fan of. Maybe I'm a fan of his game. But hey, I'm a fan of a lot of people's game. I don't like what he did. I think it's lame. I think it's disrespectful to a franchise that helped you get a ring. And I'm just not with it. So, hey, I'm not a Kawhi fan. I might get on here. You know what? if I can get home in time, do a workout, um, I might live stream during the Toronto game. I think that's about to come on right now. I might live stream. Snake, yeah, yeah, most definitely Snake. And like I said, I don't mean to rant, but Jesus, dude, Jesus. I mean, Steven Jackson needs to shut up. And the Kawhi thing, don't start throwing the Spurs under the bus. Like, we're the reason that you did this. We're the reason. I mean, he actually came out and said that we stopped Steven Jackson's progress. That is so lame. That is so lame. That is so lame. I'm not gonna get over that. That's so trash. Like, the San Antonio Spurs stopped you from being great. Maybe you just stopped you from being great. Hold on. Let me look through these. I'm about to get off in a minute. Let me see. Yep, Kawhi won 2 Defensive Players of the Years with us. Most definitely, he sure did. Selling Steven Jackson's autographed shoes. Who want them? What you sell them for? 5 cents? Uh, he just mad that Pop didn't love him. Um, but yeah, no, I'm just tired of it, man. And then everybody's saying, Spurs fans are in denial themselves, talking about, man, I wish we still had Kawhi. And it's like, are we just gonna forget that Kawhi didn't want us? I mean, is that what we're gonna do now? We're just gonna watch Toronto and say he's so great. Dang, we should have made that work. No, no, no. Don't get too wrapped into the present. Don't get too wrapped into it. Think of it like this. I know a lot of people look at it as we trade off a superstar for DeRozan. It ain't that simple. Let's go back a little bit farther, and we could say it this way. This is one positive way of saying this. Is how I say it. I don't say that we traded off Kawhi for DeRozan. I say that we traded off George Hill, which helped us get a championship, DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a 19th overall draft pick. And LA, because I think Kawhi being there probably was a partial selling point for LA. Or not. Probably not. Tim Duncan was probably more so the selling point, that he would take over Tim Duncan's spot. One thing I had about DeRozan, that he sometimes rushes his shots. Well, the thing about DeRozan is he does rush his shots. I think that with DeRozan, a lot of people say that he chokes. After actually watching him and paying attention this season, because I didn't watch a lot of DeRozan before this season, and I just went with the narrative that he choked like everybody said he did. But honestly, I think that the thing with DeRozan is that he goes in for a layup. He goes in for a dunk late in games because that's what he's used to. But then in that situation and late in the game when you're trying to go for a layup, it ain't going to work. And the reason why it ain't going to work is because they're not going to call those fouls. They already don't give you fouls. They're not going to call the foul, and things get tougher in the paint at the end of games like that, and you can't be that predictable. So that's his main thing. He's not afraid to take the shot. It's just that his shot comes across as rushed and gets blocked or stolen because he goes straight into the paint, and they're not going to call fouls. I mean, even at the end of this last game, game 7, they fouled him. I mean, they definitely fouled him when he ran to the paint, but they're not going to call it. So you got to be a little more patient, and you got to, if he had a 3-point shot, it would have helped him more. Just because you can't just straight up leave him open. If you play up on DeRozan, he can get past you. But when you just back up, he's kind of backed up into a corner. DeMar streaky. Yeah, he's pretty streaky. He's pretty streaky. I mean, who on this team wasn't streaky this season? DeMar's personality is what I like about him. I hope that he can become that last-minute finisher. It took me a while to warm up to DeMar. Needs 3-point shot and lonely sidekick in offense. Yeah, for sure. I love his personality too. He's so laid back. He's so cool. He seems like a nice guy. And he got a little bit of attitude on him. He got a little chip on his shoulder. But it's hard to keep a chip on your shoulder when people just play off of you and they don't trust your shot. And then if you missing your mid-range shots, then you don't really have anything to go to. You don't have a 3-point shot where you can pull up. You don't have he got post game for a guard. He got some great post game or post moves. So we'll see. I don't know, y'all. But that was my rant on this whole Kawhi situation. Don't forget what happened. Don't think that, just because um, just because Kawhi is doing well with Toronto, that he would have did well with the Spurs because he wouldn't even play. Don't forget that hurt that you felt with Kawhi. The media is gonna say what they're gonna say about the Spurs. Steven Jackson gonna say his stupid shit about the Spurs, but don't let that get to you. Don't start becoming them and thinking that we're better off with this, with that. Be happy with what we got. We got the best coach in NBA history. We got DeMar DeRozan, who's a fabulous player. We got a draft pick coming up. We got Lonnie Walker on the come up. I mean, we're gonna be fine. So just don't get too, and we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this thing popping. I'm gonna try to get on tonight. I don't know if I will though, but I'm gonna try. But all right, y'all.